It is that time again. Currently, many Christians are all aflutter and joyous at this time over this horrific image act. It is Friday afternoon, and as the story goes, story in quotation marks, Jesus was being crucified and on the cross, and come Sunday, poop, pop out alive. So I felt compelled to just make a brief video and touch on a few things. In the book of John, Nicodemus and Jesus are speaking together, and Jesus answered and said to him, "Truly, truly, I say to you, unless one is born anew, he cannot see the kingdom of God." Jesus answered, "Verily, verily, I say unto thee, except a man be born of water and of the Spirit, he cannot enter into the kingdom of God. That which is born of the flesh is flesh, and that which is born of the Spirit is spirit. Marvel not that I say unto thee, ye must be born again. The wind bloweth where it listeth, and thou hearest the sound thereof, but canst not tell whence it cometh, and whither it goeth. So is every one that is born of the Spirit." Nicodemus answered and said unto him, "How can these things be?" Jesus answered and said unto him, "Art thou a master of Israel, and knowest not these things? Verily, verily, I say unto thee, we speak that we do not know, and testify that we have seen, and ye receive not our witness. If I have told you of earthly things, and ye believe not, how shall ye believe if I tell you of heavenly things? No man hath ascended up to heaven, but he that came down from heaven, even the Son of Man, which is in heaven. And as Moses lifted up the serpent in the wilderness, so must the Son of Man be lifted up." Now, the Christian theory is that the brass or the brazen serpent that was hung on the pole, that Moses hung on the pole for the Israelites, equates Jesus and his crucifixion. And they say that Jesus was prophesying his own death when he said these words. So just to be clear, Moses' brass or brazen serpent that was hung on the pole is the same as Jesus Christ. I'm totally down with it, and I'm going to show you why. Shiny brass snake on a cross, people bowed down and worshipped it, and shiny golden Jesus with gold rays all around him on his cross, which people bow down to and worship and seek healing from. Let's dig in a little bit further into the whole fiery brazen serpent. Hezekiah destroys idolatry in Judah. 2 Kings 18:3-4. Speaking of Hezekiah, and he did what was right in the eyes of the Lord, just as his father David had done. He removed the high places, shattered the sacred pillars, and cut down the Asherah poles. He also demolished the bronze snake called Nehushtan that Moses had made, for up to that time the Israelites had burned incense to it. They were worshiping it. Yes, they were. Hezekiah destroyed it. He demolished it, smashed it to bits. Just like the body of the snake that they had made, it was a molten image. It was a molten man-made image that they made, and they put it on that pole or that cross, and they worshipped it as exactly like the story of man-made God Jesus. We made that image into a god, and now everyone worships it who goes along with Christianity or the Judeo-Christian. Well, no, not just Christians. The Jewish people don't believe that he's God or the Messiah. But at any rate, yeah, just like Hezekiah, we should be smashing and demolishing these man-made images. All of this. All of this. And the horrible little crosses that people wear on their necks and dangle, and somehow the cross usually hits right at your heart chakra. And yeah, that's what you're worshiping. Worshiping an image, a man-made image, and it needs to be destroyed. It needs to be destroyed because people are worshiping it and burning incense to it, which means you're sending up all of your energy and your prayers and your power, basically. Copper, brass, and bronze are part of a category of metals known as the red metals, which are characterized by their reddish tint. Copper is a pure metal, but brass and bronze are copper alloys. They're not pure materials. There's more about bronze when we look into Jeremiah chapter 52. And the pillars of bronze that were in the house of the Lord, and the stands and the bronze sea that were in the house of the Lord, the Chaldeans broke into pieces and carried all the bronze to Babylon. And they took away the pots and the shovels and the snuffers and the basins and the dishes for incense and all the vessels of bronze used in the temple service, also the small bowls and the fire pans and the basins and the pots and the lampstands and the dishes for incense and the bowls for drink offerings. What was gold the captain of the guard took away as gold, and what was silver as silver. As for the pillars, the height of one pillar was 18 cubits, its circumference was 12 cubits, and its thickness was 4 fingers, and it was hollow. On it was a capital of bronze. The height of the capital was 5 cubits. A network and pomegranates, all of bronze, were round the capital, around it, on the outside. In Exodus, we see it gives instructions that the items inside of the tabernacle, the menorah, the incense altar, showbread table, and the Ark of the Covenant, they were all made of gold, but everything outside was bronze. So inside pure, outside impure. Just like the Israelites that were worshiping the actual image that they had created and put up there instead of the idea and the teaching that it was supposed to represent, are doing it again. History always repeats itself. What is, was, and what was will be. I think that Solomon said that, I'm not sure. But same thing happening with the Jesus figure. People worship the man and not the message. It's a message, it's an understanding, it's a whole bunch of things, but a man, it is not. So I'll reiterate, just like Hezekiah, we need to smash the brazen, man-made serpent. That's the image, the man-made image. We have to smash it. No more worshiping some man who walked on the face of the earth. no more. That's idolatry. And at one time, I didn't even believe a Jesus character even existed. I mean, of course, I was raised and indoctrinated, so for a long time I believed he was God. But once I got out of that, then I went total opposite and was like, nope, didn't exist at all fairy tale, blah. But now I do really believe that a man, no, not named Jesus or Emmanuel or what, I mean, could be, but probably not. But yes, someone back in the day existed and was teaching good things and was reincarnated many times over, had much psychic ability, was in touch with the elementals, could do actual like magic, but not sleight of the hand, real. I'm not going to get all into that. Yes, I believe a figure like that existed, but it was the teaching and how this person was able to overcome things and able to do things. It's definitely not worshiping him, the flesh. That's the lowest part of us. The very lowest part of our being is flesh. We need to stop worshiping this man. And if this was an actual quote from a Jesus figure back then who knew that people were going to be worshiping man-made Jesus and possibly his teachings, but put different images into it, well, then this comes into play. In Matthew, this is Jesus speaking. For many will come in my name, Christians, saying that therefore for Jesus, the teaching, claiming I am the Messiah. And that will deceive many. A lot of people will come and say, oh, this is talking about someone who's going to come after Jesus and say that he's Jesus and he's the real Christ and the real Messiah, the Antichrist. That's what people want to say that this means. I say, it's all where you pause in the verse. To me, this is clearly saying people are going to come from my teachings and what I've taught, and because psychic abilities from many incarnations knew that this was going to happen and was trying to give a warning, saying, hey, listen, down the road, people are going to come and they're going to invoke me or my teaching and say, I'm the dude, I'm the one to worship and I'm God. Don't believe them because it's going to deceive a whole bunch of people. And the verse goes on to say, Jesus says, don't believe them, for I have told you this beforehand. And again, I'll say that that's because psychic abilities was in play and knew what the outcome was going to be, that people were going to worship man, Jesus, God, and not these teachings that he was killed for. Yep, so that's it. I do agree that the brazen bronze serpent definitely represents Jesus Christ, man, God, on the cross. And I think that everyone should complete the story and destroy the man on the cross, that man image, not the message, not the teachings, and not the knowledge, the understanding, the peace, the love, compassion, but definitely that flesh man. And that's about all I have to say, you guys. Have a very pleasant and peaceful weekend. And share, subscribe. Love yourselves and love each other unconditionally. Peace.